But what use is doing all that if you've got a weak foundation, and that foundation is your... Everyone, I hope you're all keeping the very best, and welcome back to another video. In tonight's boxing video, I want to discuss one of the most underrated tips I believe you can apply into your training, and also the knowledge that I'm presenting tonight will help you increase your punching power, land them devastating one-punch knockouts, and help you become the best boxer that you can be. One thing I'm going to discuss is that it's a given, and you see it in every single video, that the most important thing that you can do to improve your punching power is work on technique. So I'm not going to go on about technique tonight. This is more about something that you can apply into your training, something that you can apply into your strength and conditioning, and something that I believe is extremely underrated. You could be wasting your time building lots of different muscles like back muscles, bicep muscles, shoulder muscles, doing all these crazy exercises to improve your punching power. But if you've got this one weak link in your punching, you won't be able to maximize any of them tools unless you improve this one thing. And that one tip, the one underrated tip that I believe is so important for you to improve your punching power, is your conditioning in your hands, your forearms, and your wrists. Now, I'm not just talking about going in and doing some curls. I'm talking about building strength and conditioning into the bone, into the joint, into your hands. When you think about Muay Thai fighters, they will spend years building their shins, building the density in their bone structure. Now, I get it, before someone comments and says, well, your hands are different, they're more fragile. That's okay, I understand that. I'm not advocating you to go out and start hitting metal with your hands. I'm testimony of that myself. I have broken my hands multiple times, and before I knew of this here, I was a good puncher, a good heavy puncher, but there was something that was limiting me. And actually, a lot of the times I was holding back in the ring. There was many times I was holding back on punching extremely hard because I was conscious of breaking my hand again. Then I started to develop my strength and conditioning in my hands through various different methods that I'm going to be showing you in this video. But going back to what I says about the Muay Thai fighter, a Muay Thai fighter will be developing their shin conditioning through hitting the pads, through hitting hard materials over a long period of time, building up the skin, building up the density, and micro fracturing their bone and become something that is iron, something that is conditioned to be able to hit bone on bone. Now, I get it again, like I says, that is your shin. It's going to be a lot harder than your knuckles. That being said, your hands are capable of a lot more. Now, one thing a lot of fighters will be doing is get into the gym, wrapping up heavy, putting on big gloves to be hitting the bag, to be hitting the pads. What I want to bring to this video is something that I don't see a lot of modern day fighters doing, but the old school guys would always use smaller mitts. They wouldn't use big heavy gloves and hitting the bag. They would spend time just constantly hitting that bag over and over again. The same way the Muay Thai fighter is just continuously hitting a hard material, trying to improve their shin condition. A lot of old school fighters would use mitts. That smaller glove is going to be building callus, building strength into your bones and microfracturing them bones so that they can redevelop into something much harder, much stronger. And when you have this confidence in your wrists and in your hands, you're going to be able to be hitting a lot harder because you're not worried about breaking your hand the same. Now, I'm not saying it can't happen, but what I'm trying to say here is that you are limiting the chances of it happening if you have the density in your hands, you have the strength in your hands. Next to that is building your forearms. Triple G is a prime example of someone that you see in older videos building his forearm strength. David Benavidez is also using this method of building your forearms, building the strength in your wrists. Once you're able to build that strength in your wrists, able to build that strength in your forearms, you're going to have a lot more confidence when you're punching. So like I said, it's okay going in lifting weights, doing bicep curls, doing different variations of curls, but if you're not doing specific methods to build your grip, something I would like to use is rice. You see a lot of old school fighters using this. You would see people doing this here once they break their hand, but I want to advocate doing it before this happens. Start building up your hand. You see videos of me on my channel where I'm hitting into sand with my fingers, driving my fist into the sand, rotating it, building them hands, building the fingers, building the joint, because this here is going to be the one thing that's going to give you the confidence, give you the strength in your arms, give you the strength in your hands to be able to throw them punches that you need to land. Now, like I said, it's important to build your rotational strength. It's important to build your torso. It's important to build your glutes and your legs and your back and your shoulders. But what use is doing all that if you've got a weak foundation? And that foundation is your hands. That foundation is your wrists. That foundation is stopping you if you don't have it. You can build your shoulders all you want, and you might even build a wee bit of strength in your hands because you're working with weights, or you might build some strength in your forearms because you're doing, rows, for example. But that doesn't mean that you're specifically targeting your forearms and your wrists and your hands. You need to start using methods and a system and even a program to build that up, because once you have that strong foundation in your hands, you're going to have way more confidence. And then you've got your punching technique plus the conditioning in your hands plus the strength that you're building yourself. Now, in this video, my goal here is to give you something new, something that you can bring to the table, but something that's been around for a very long time. I believe this is something that's not discussed enough. It's something that goes missing in a lot of boxing videos, and it's one of the most underrated tips I can present to you. And one of the best ways that you can build your punching power up is through building your hands. Practice and enjoy, and I will see you in the next one.